Hello students. Today you were given an activity to do because we're going to be going into looking at poetry in our Steve Jobs unit. We're going to be looking at a poem that actually addresses the things that Steve Jobs struggled with and what many of us struggle with in life, sometimes just that feeling of failure. But before we dive into really studying that poem and learning how poetry works, today we had an activity planned for you where you would actually compose a poem about yourself. This one is about, this is the example that you use, and your title is going to be the same way. It's going to say, what my name means, and this girl's name is Jennifer Dignam. She starts off with her family members and what she believes that if they were asked, what do you think about your sister? She said, oh, well, she is this, and my brother thinks this, and my mom thinks this about me, and my dad thinks this about me, like you're going to do about your family members, okay, depending on who's in your family. So you're going to use a piece of paper to help you jot down your family members first. If you're an only child, it's just going to be, your mom, your dad, and you. If you're with grandma and your grandpa, or your aunt and your uncle, it'll be those people who are the loved ones who are caring for you. It's just you and your mom, or just you and your dad. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and if you have multiple siblings, like I do, I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, I would just say, my sisters would say. So let's look at this poem together, and it starts with our family members, and then it moves on to other people. So it says, my sister thinks my name means sharer of back seats and secrets. My mom thinks my name means needs a lot of rides to gymnastics and loves comic books like me. My dad thinks my name means weirdly obsessed with that band Imagine Dragons and loves corny jokes like me. My cat thinks my name means always good for a snuggle. My best friend thinks my name means tells me the truth no matter what. Best giggle in the world. My art teacher thinks my name means gifted. My music teacher thinks my name means definitely tries hard. My neighbor thinks my name means kid who cuts the grass. My dentist thinks my name means kid who needs to floss. I think, so she's saying all of these people would say that that's their impression of her, what they do for her, what experiences they share with Jennifer, the author of this poem. But she's like, wait a minute, I think there's some stuff that they left out, like dreams of life in a big city, and lies awake at night, sometimes worrying about the whales, and having doubts about gymnastics, and loves nothing more than to close her eyes and listen to the rain. All right, so when you're going to be starting yours, let me get your the paper that you have at home. Those of you who are my virtual learners, if you've been on Clever, all you do is scroll down and you can see what you're going to be filling in. Those would be the people that you would include in your personal poem that you're going to do. But everyone's poem is going to start out the same way. You're going to talk about your family members, and it's typically 2 lines, okay? So, because the structure of poetry is also important. So, typically I'm just going to say, they're all going to be 2 lines. Whomever you choose, like this one, my sister thinks, and you're going to say, my brother or my sister thinks, and what you interpret that. But it'll need to be 2 lines. So it'll look this way. So you're setting it up like in stanza form. My mom thinks my name means, and then you'll go to the next line, open quote. See how she's done that? My sister thinks my name means, go to the next line, and then you open the quote and you write what you say, what your sister thinks your name means, or your brother, or your mom, or your dad. So they go on. My dad thinks my name means, you'll stop there, go to the next line, open the quote, write what you think. This one got a little longer, but when they finished it, they put their period and closed their quote. See what I'm looking for? Okay. Then my cat, this one was only 1 line, but that's fine, because I would have gone to the next line. My cat thinks my name means, this should go to the next line, open quote. Always good for a snuggle, period, close quote, like that. Then the next line, my art teacher thinks my name means, next line. Are you following me? Okay. So I did an example of one. I'm not going to do one. I did an example of one, even though I gave you some paper where you could actually write down who those people were and what you think they would say about you. But once you get that done, you'll title it this way on your paper, What My Name Means, and I wrote my name, by Shelley McLilly. And then I said, I would give 2 lines to this. My sister thinks my name means best secret keeper ever. And then my brother thinks my name means someone he can call anytime, day or night. My mom thinks my name means sunshine and brightens everyone's day, because that's her nickname for me, Sunshine. My dad thinks I'm just a spunky kid, and so forth. And then I've listed, like she lists her art teacher and her music teacher. I didn't. I chose, when I was younger, I played softball, so I said, my softball coach thinks, and then I would have added probably my cheerleading coach thinks, and then my pastor thinks, and what I would hope my pastor would think of me, my neighbor, and then my best friend. But then everyone is going to stop here, and for just two words on one line, you're going to say, I think. Then you're going to say, there's some stuff that they left out like. So everybody's poem is going to say this. I think, then you'll go to the next line, and everyone's poem is going to say this. There's some stuff that they left out, like. Then you'll open your quote and tell me some things, at least 3 things about you that maybe people don't know about you. Just the innermost thoughts about you that you feel comfortable sharing. All right? So you're going to go ahead, work on that, submit that, and rough draft. My face-to-face kids, we're going to work more on it on Monday, and depending on what my virtual learners turn in, this is possibly going to serve as a rough draft, so I can make sure they're setting it up the correct way, and then we'll go ahead and go on from there. Oops.
D. Mr. D, you're in the building. Can you come to the office, please? Mr. D.